Hello. Hi, everyone, and welcome to the Virtual Student and Young Professional Congress. I'm an absolutely rubbish speaker, so I'm going to try and keep this as short as I possibly can. We have some absolutely fantastic speakers coming up during the next 2 weeks. We have society presidents, NASA engineers, IEEE experts, and some really fun workshops. And I'm sure everyone is eager to get started right away. That being said, I do have some thanks that I have to give before we get started. Um, it's a crazy situation in the world right now. I mean, in some ways, it's never felt bigger. I was supposed to fly home to my parents last December in Ireland. I come from Ireland, by the way. But I was full up of work, so I was like, I'll just fly home in April instead. And the world can feel quite big when you realize how disconnected from home you are and you can't fly home. But during the last couple of weeks, I had the pleasure of meeting our wonderful ambassadors from all over Region 8 Online. And the world kind of starts to feel small again. I met all of these just wonderful people, and it was just so heartwarming to meet so many volunteers driven to try and deliver the best event possible. So a big, huge thank you to all ambassadors. And I ask everyone here, please come every day because they have some awesome stuff planned. Um, who else do I have to thank? I have to thank the wonderful VSIP organizing team. It's absolutely impossible for me to overstate the work and dedication that they gave over the last 6 months to try and deliver the best event possible for everybody here. We had so many meetings and put in so many hours, and I really hope it pays off over the next couple of weeks. I also have to thank the Region 8 Director and Director-elect and their entire committee and volunteers for being so supportive of this event throughout the entire planning process. And yes, sorry, one other very, very important thing. I had a call with one of my organisation team last night, and he had his family on the screen, and it reminded me that we should thank those as well. All the family and friends of all the organisation team who donated their loved ones for the last 6 months. I'm sure they had to be very, very patient. So the platform that we are using is Crowdcast. It has some pretty neat functions. There's an ask a question function. So if anyone has any questions, please write it in there. And if you see a question that you like, vote it up or vote it down, as all my organisation team has been doing to my questions. There's also some polls that we'll have coming up during the next couple of weeks. And of course, the chat. Please talk to each other and get to know everyone. It's a pity we can't do this in person, but I mean, we try and make the best of it virtually. So please try and keep the networking going. And the final thanks that I have to give is a good segue into the first host section of the virtual SIP, which is going to be IEEE Sweden. And Smart DL, who is chair of IEEE Sweden, and also he is R&D manager with ABB. And he'll be giving a talk a little bit later on about his work. So I think at this stage, I'm going to hand over to Smart, and he can introduce Sweden section.
Thank you, Gerard. Do you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you clear.
Great. So I think that was a really well said speech, actually, Gerard. And I think you nailed it very well. Together with the people who have been doing or who have been joining your calls, it's the families of those people also who basically matter quite a bit because they have been missing on their family members when they are on calls. And I know there have been calls late evenings, there have been calls sometimes late nights also. So really proud of you and the entire team that you have pulled off so very well. Having said that, I know this year is different. I know this complete environment we are living in is different, but we got to live, we got to survive, and we got to do the best of what we can. And I think this event that you're hosting now is just a brilliant example of how we can turn things to our end. We can make the best use of the things that we have in our control. So a big hats off to you, Gerard, and the entire team here. I'll not take names. I'll rather go on to my presentation quickly, but really good work. All right, so going back to my presentation, Gerard, if you can switch back to the presentation, rather. Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you. So I'll be very quick, actually, and very short. I'm just going to introduce a bit or talk a bit about the section here. I think most of you know that IEEE, well, basically it came out of two organizations, but formally it was established in 1963 actually. And soon after, in 1965, the IEEE Sweden section was formed. So we are almost as old as IEEE itself is. And we are very proud of this. We have a heritage of more than 50 years now, and we are still continuing to do some great work. We are approximately 2,000 members, and hence we are a large section by the definition of IEEE. We have hosted several congresses, conferences, and pan-Nordic events that we will talk about in a bit. And we have also been winning a lot of awards just of recently from MGA, from Region 8, etc. And I do want to focus on the award part a bit because it shows how good and how technically advanced the country is, but also the IEEE community in Sweden is. And to begin with, I mean, I won the Exceptional Volunteer Award in 2015, but then after that, it started like a wheel. So the R8 Chapter of the Year Award was given to VTCom IT in 2015 also. Then the YPAG, the Young Professionals Affinity Group, won the Outstanding Award in 2016. The MGA Achievement Award was given to Naseem Farini, who is our current secretary of the section in 2016. The Clementina Sadhwa Award was given to Nazare, who is the IEEE Signal Processing Society chapter chair for Sweden. Then there was a milestone awarded to ABB in 2017. The Simon Reimer Award was given to Harold Bird Lawson, 2018. Well, Harold Bird Lawson was a unique person because if some of you know the pointer variable in computer science, then he was the inventor of the computer of that pointer variable, in fact. And just last year, the Unula MHVDC Award, which is quite a prestigious award in power systems, was given to Abhay Kumar, also an employee of ABB, actually. And we have been hosting a couple of things, international events. I have not listed all of them, but the Nordic SIP, the first one in 2015. In 2017, the IEEE Region 8 meeting happened here in Stockholm. Then we hosted the third SIP, 2019, Nordic SIP, just last year. And now we are hosting the virtual SIP as we talk. Uh, the milestone was quite a special thing for Sweden. I think it was the first one, and you may ask very well that Sweden is so innovative. We are often ranked as the most innovative country in the world, so how come we got only the first and the only milestone so far? And I can agree with you. So we are working as fast as we can to get some more milestones, but this one was really special. Given to also ABB and Vattenfall for the first HVDC link between the mainland of Sweden and the island of Gotland. Then the first Nordic Congress in 2015, quite a thing. It was received very well. We had participants from many of the Nordic and Baltic countries, also from Poland, for example, and we had a very good time. The Region 8 meeting in 2017 was also quite well done. I think we set a sort of a standard when we organize things, and we are really proud of that. The third Nordic Students and Young Professionals Congress, which happened on the boat between Sweden and Finland, was also one of its kind, I would say. Again, hats off to Gerard and your team, Gerard, for pulling this off so very well. And now you are here actually in the Region 8 Virtual Students and Young Professionals Congress. While I don't want to say that this is hosted by only Sweden section, I think all the sections involved in this get to call it their own SYP. I would say that when we won the bid to host the R8 SIP last year, we were really excited, and we were really looking forward to have you all in Gothenburg this year at this point of time, or maybe a bit earlier. But unfortunately, not yet. We will do it, I'm sure, and we will have you all here, and we will party as much as we can. So with this, I want to welcome you all to this mega event, virtual SIP. I want this to be a learning event for most of you. You should definitely try to interact with as many people you can, make friends, wish good to each other, and of course, think how can we as IEEE members, as engineers, make this world a bit better. So with that, I want to thank you all, and over to you, Gerard.
Yes, well, briefly over to me, because we have the director of Region 8 online. Very happy to have her. So I think we just dive straight into that. Now, I focus you, and the screen is yours, Magdalena.
Thank you. Thank you, Gerard. So I'm very happy to be here, and I'm very happy that you are there and that we are all sharing this event and being together virtually is we have discovered that there are endless ways of being virtually together, and this is what we are doing here. So, with no further ado, I think I will go to my presentation. And during the presentation, I will say a number of things. Among them, thank you to this incredible team that we have. So, as you know, my name is Magdalena Salazar Palma. I am Region 8 Director 2019-2020. So, only a few months to go for me. I'm a professor, actually an emeritus professor now at one of the public universities of Madrid. And as I said, it is my pleasure to be here in this welcome keynote. So the next thing I would like to say is that to welcome you to this meeting. We have in Region 8, we have established the standard for Student and Young Professional Congress. We are well known all over IEEE for the quality and the lively meetings that we have for students and young professionals. This is a tradition, and we want to keep this tradition now and setting the example for the rest of IEEE. And I would like to thank especially the organizer and the various teams that set up, in particular, this virtual event. You guys are really great, and I am sure this is going to be a formidable meeting. And I'm very, very thankful because when you people decided that it was not going to be a face-to-face meeting, and we told you to make the effort of changing to a virtual event. You did a wonderful job. You accepted our suggestion, and from then you have been meeting and setting up the program. So all my gratitude to you, and I think all the region owes you a big, big thank you. So what I'm going to do in this presentation, hopefully not too long, although I tend to speak too much. So Gerard, if I just go over my time, please let me know.
Yeah, I'll wave the flag.
Okay, thank you. Thank you. I can see that. So that is a good strategy. So I will go through a very brief history of Region 8. And then I will just highlight the activities for students and young professionals. What we have done during this recent month of COVID-19, and one of our focus in Region 8 has been Africa, and what we have done with respect to Africa and the Africa sections. So going to the history of our region, from the origins to the present, here you can see a timeline where first you can see in 1884 the American Institute of Electrical Engineers, and in 1912 the establishment of the Institute of Radio Engineers. And in 1954, in our part of the world, the first section was Israel. Then in 1955, Egypt section came through, and 1959, the Benelux and the Italy sections. The so-called then Geneva section was in 1960, France in 61, and then the first version, let's say, of Region 8 was called IRE Region 9, not Region 8, but Region 9, which was established in 1962. In 1963, as already mentioned by Samart, IEEE was born, by merging the American Institute of Electrical Engineers and the IRE. And the story continues, the history continues. So this is a copy of the formation of the new region, Region 9, within IRE, and that Region 9 was the seat of what is now Region 8. So we will see next how this happened. On the 24th of May 1962, this Region 9 at the time was born. We had the first committee meeting of that Region 9 on June 62. Then the UK section was started in 62, in July 62. The second committee meeting was held in October 62. Then by the time that after IEEE was born, we had Region 8, not the whole Region 8 as it is today, but Region 8 started in January 1963. And by the way, this fall, we will hold our 115 committee meetings. So we have gone a long way. This is just an old map where I'm showing the first sections within Region 8, and at that time it was called Region 9. And then we are proud to tell you that, as you can see next, that we have 17 time zones in our region. And by the way, here what is shown is that the first Region 8, now with the name Region 8, and as you see, it didn't cover the whole of Africa, just the northern part of Africa. So this was evolving until the situation today, which started in 1981 and is the same that we have right now in 2020, with 6 regions in US, Region 7, which is Canada, Region 9, which is Central and South America, and Region 8, which is a huge region going from Greenland to the farmost tip of Siberia, from Cape Town to the North Pole. And then Region 10 is what we call the Asia-Pacific region. So this is the evolution of members from when it was called IRE Region 9 to today. The numbers are not as of today, but are, for what I mean, in 2020, but are very similar to what the situation of the membership today. So as you see, we started in a very humble way with 2010 members, and these days we are covering 80,000 members. So our region is a very large region in extension. Actually, I think it's the largest in extension. It's a very diverse region in all senses, and at the same time it's a very rich, just because of its diversity, is very rich and very lively region. Okay, so what are our priorities? We have a number of priorities during the past few years, and in 2020 we kept some of them and we added others. So essentially, we have been focusing in industry, in attracting practitioners and spreading among practitioners the word about what is IEEE and what IEEE can do for you, and how IEEE can serve your needs and you being a member. We focus in students and young professionals, considering that the students and the young professionals of today are the future of IEEE, Region 8, and the people who are going to lead IEEE to achieve what is written in its tag, helping humanity, and so on. We also focus in sections vitality. Actually, this year we created, well, it was already there, but we reinforce the subcommittee within Region 8, which is taking care of the sections vitality and the sections development. And as I mentioned before, we also focus in Africa. So I'm not going to go through the 4 goals. I'm just going to focus and for that matter, in a very, let's say, in an image way, in a graphic way, on the activities for students and young professionals. And as I said, for young professionals, we have been a reference for the rest of IEEE. At this point, we have at this point in time, we have 53 affinity groups, which means that we have nearly we have 59 sections. That means that nearly all sections have an affinity group of young professionals. And we have a huge number of student branches. I don't dare to say that these numbers are exact right now, mainly with respect to the student branches, because the dynamic of the formation of the student branches is incredible. So we cover the whole of the region with student branches and affinity groups, young professional affinity groups. So we have this incredible event, the Student and Young Professional Congress. We have this event every alternate year, actually during the even years, starting with the first one in 1998 in Turkey, Netherlands, Egypt, Germany, France, United Kingdom, Belgium, in Spain, in Poland, Germany, Portugal, and this year in Sweden. And because of the pandemic, we were forced to move that face-to-face meeting into a virtual meeting. And as I said, we are well recognized all over IEEE for the quality and the lively event that this means. And all our students and all our young professionals really enjoy attending this event. And we have a wonderful time. I attended a number of them, and we have always a wonderful time during this meeting. But that's not important. The most important thing, how we enjoy seeing each other and networking face-to-face with each other. The important thing is the number of topics we discuss, how much we learn from each other, how we share our knowledge, which again is fulfilling the scope of IEEE serving its members. So we share information, we share our success, we share our failures also, and we learn from each other. So I hope that the next one will be face-to-face, and this is something that we are all looking forward to. So I told, before we started this meeting, I told the organizer of this year, in particular Samad and the section chair and Gerard, that we will have a huge celebration the moment we can have a face-to-face meeting, in particular with the young professionals and the students. And they really deserve it, and they really are looking forward to it. So these are some of the photographs of the Region 8 SYP congresses, from the previous one to this is in Regensburg, and I can see myself there, and this is in Porto. We really enjoyed all these meetings. So now this year we will need to have some type of digital photograph or whatever. I don't know, Gerard, you just figure it out, but we need to have something that we can remember. What do we do during the odd years? Well, during the odd years, we do something that has been really very successful, which is what we call cross-sectional students and young professional congresses, which is a small congresses with that are held in a given section, and this section near that section will send their their young professional and their students to attend that meeting. And we had a number of them from the Iberian SYP, essentially Spain and Portugal, the Western European SYP, and I just can see here in this dark pink color, the Nordic SYP that Samart was talking about before, the Central European SYP. I attended this one in Novi Sad this year, and it was really a very a memorable meeting. The Hellenic SYP, essentially Cyprus and Greece, and sometimes people from Macedonia also join. The African SYP, maybe one or two, Middle East SYP, and the Gulf Cooperation Council SYP. So we are the students and the young professional are not dormant during the odd years, as you have seen, but we take the opportunity of networking with them. So let me go to the next topic I was willing to touch, which is what have we done to serve our members during the recent months. And I will just share with you some information. It's not complete, but at least will give you an idea of what we have done. Okay, we have been following IEEE lead and offer to continue to offer services to our members by connecting experts, by following continuing education, and a number of professional and educational activities that have been offered online as virtual meetings. We have had also some other activities like entrepreneurship and women in engineering activities, and all of them very lively and very well attended. And here you have a list, a non-complete list, and I apologize for those projects that are not listed here. And here you can see some of the projects awarded in Region 8 from the humanitarian initiative by IEEE. And as you can see, it is amazing that many of them were held in African sections. I'm very proud to see that. And this is just, as I said, an example. These projects came under different initiative, from SIDE to the COVID-19 IEEE call. And also, next, you can see that this is not yet finished. So if you want, you can apply. And the rolling call is still open, and there is funds available. So if you want to apply for that, please do so. And next, I will focus in Africa and how the African continent is evolving from the point of view of IEEE. Africa has a huge potential, and the title of this slide is Africa in IEEE, and the subtitle is An IEEE in Africa. and there is a whole continent there, and there are countries in Africa that we don't have a single member. So there are a lot of things to do, and on the other hand, the number of members is growing like crazy. The number of members, the number of sections, the number of subsections. So we have been, as you know, we have been helping Africa first by creating what was called Africa Area, that was created in 2016. In 2 years, the Africa Area moved to a council, a regional council, and this is what is shown here. The Africa Council encompasses 10 sections, all the sections in Africa except Egypt, and 4 subsections, all the African subsections except Alexandria, that reports to Egypt, and Tanzania. This Africa Council has inherited all the benefits of the initiative by the IEEE Board of Directors that created the ad hoc committee on activities in Africa, and was helping 5 countries in Africa to develop in terms of IEEE members and IEEE activities. And here you are seeing some of the photographs of activities in Africa. Transform Africa Summit that was held in Rwanda, and other activities that you have seen before. The most recent activity organized by Region 8 is the IEEE Region 8 African, which was held in Ghana in 2019, as African is held every alternate year. And here's another set of photographs from IEEE Power Africa Conference that was held in Nigeria in 2019. And there have been also humanitarian projects, like in Uganda, for an amount of USD 10K, in Tunisia for a project for more than 34K USD, and workshop teacher in service program, a number of workshops in several parts of the countries. So with this, I think I have consumed my time already. So thank you very much. Thank you, Gerard. Thank you. And I would like to have a special word of thanks for Antonio Luque, the Region 8 Director-elect, who has been helping me so much during all these 2 years in managing the region. And in particular, he helped me with this presentation. So thank you, Antonio. Thank you, Gerard. Thank you, Samart. And welcome everybody to this event. Take advantage and try to network as much as possible. Sorry for taking more time. It always happens to me.
No, you're sorry.
I'm sorry for that.
Okay, everyone. Now we're going to make our way over to the second section, which will have the IEEE President-elect. So we shall all make our way over there now. Thanks everyone for joining, and talk to you soon. Bye-bye.